Elon Musk is the richest person on Earth. Musk's companies vary from electric automobiles and renewable energy with Tesla, to rockets with SpaceX, to infrastructure with the Boring Company, to neurotechnology with Neurolink. Musk made a $44 billion buyout bid for Twitter in April 2022, which was approved and closed on October 2022. So how did Elon Musk make all that money? In this video, we'll be discussing how Elon Musk made all his money. Stay tuned till the end because our last point might give you something to think about. Contrary to popular belief, Elon Musk says that his success has come from the fact that he has not been focused on making money. He has mostly invested in things he is enthusiastic about, with profitability being secondary. Elon Reeve Musk was born in 1971 as the eldest of 3 children in Pretoria, South Africa. His father was an engineer from South Africa, while his mother was a model and dietitian from Canada. After his parents' 1980 divorce, Musk largely resided with his father. Later, he described his father as a terrible human being who had committed almost every bad act imaginable. Musk said that he had a miserable childhood. Musk attended the elite English-speaking Waterkloof House Preparatory School and then Pretoria Boys High School, where he graduated. As a self-described bookworm, he did not make many friends in those places. At one point, the boys convinced his best friend to bring him out of hiding so they could beat him up. For whatever reason, they targeted him. That made growing up difficult. For many years, he had no reprieve. He would get beat up at school and go home, and his father would beat him up too. He created a video game when he was 12 years old, which he sold for $500. Musk founded Zip2, a web software startup that assisted newspapers in developing online city guides. In 1995, with $15,000 with his younger brother Kimball at his side. Compaq Computer Corp purchased Zip2 in 1999 for $341 million. Musk used the money from Zip2 transaction to launch X.com. The name X.com was later changed to PayPal. Peter Thiel fired Musk as PayPal CEO before eBay purchased the company for $1.5 billion, but Musk still benefited from the transaction through his 11.7% PayPal stake. His profit from PayPal after taxes were about $180 million in 2018. Of that amount, $100 million went to SpaceX, $70 million to Tesla, and $10 million to Solar City, and he had to borrow money to pay his rent. Musk determined that his next significant endeavor would be a privately financed space corporation. Musk first proposed sending a greenhouse named the Mars Oasis to the planet Mars. His objective was to increase public interest in exploration while establishing a scientific foundation on Mars. Musk founded Space Exploration Technologies Corp., often known as SpaceX, in the Los Angeles suburb of Hawthorne, California, as an alternative. His idea was met with skepticism, which remained throughout SpaceX's early years. After 18 months of private development, SpaceX revealed the Dragon spaceship in 2006 under the moniker Dragon. Musk apparently called the spaceship after the 1960s folk song Puff the Magic Dragon by Peter, Paul and Mary. He said that he adopted the term since his spaceflight goals were deemed unrealistic by skeptics. In the early phases of the COTS initiative, several companies participated via subsidized or unfunded contracts. In 2008, NASA granted 2 commercial resupply service contracts. SpaceX was awarded a $1.6 billion contract for 12 flights, while Orbital Sciences Corp was awarded a $1.9 billion contract for 8 missions. Tesla was another company that made Elon Musk a lot of money. Musk had long been intrigued by the potential of electric cars, and in 2004 he became one of the primary investors in Tesla Motors, later named Tesla, an electric car startup formed by Martin Eberhard and Mark Tarpenning. 2006 saw the debut of Tesla's first vehicle, the Roadster, which could go 245 miles on a single charge. It was a sports automobile that could accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in less than 4 seconds, unlike the majority of electric cars in the past, which Musk deemed boring and uninspiring. The company's first public offering garnered around $226 million in 2010. 2 years later, Tesla released the Model S vehicle, which automotive journalists praised for its performance and design. The business received more recognition for its Model X premium SUV, which was released in 2015. The Model 3, a cheaper car, entered production in 2017 and quickly became the most popular electric vehicle ever. Musk, in 2013, suggested the Hyperloop, a pneumatic tube in which a pod carrying 28 people would traverse the 350 miles between Los Angeles and San Francisco in 35 minutes at a peak speed of almost the speed of sound. Musk said that the Hyperloop would cost under $6 billion and that the system could handle the 6 million passengers who traveled that route annually if pods departed every 2 minutes on average. He noted, however, that between SpaceX and Tesla, he was unable to commit time to the Hyperloop's development. Solar City was another company he was involved with, which made him big money. Solar City was formed in 2006 by Peter and Lyndon Rive, based on the idea for a solar company idea by their cousin Elon Musk, who was the chairman and helped launch the company. By 2009, the solar panels it had were capable of producing 440 megawatts of electricity. Solar City expanded to Connecticut, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Florida, Vermont, and New Hampshire after acquiring the solar divisions of Clean Currents and Grow Solar in 2011. In 2013, Solar City was the leading residential solar installer in the United States. Solar Power World magazine ranked it as the number 2 overall solar installation company in the United States. In 2013, Solar City acquired Paramount Solar from Paramount Equity for $120 million. By 2015, its installed panels were capable of generating 870 megawatt of solar power and accounted for approximately 28% of non-utility solar installations in the United States that year. In its first registered public offering of bonds in the United States, Solar City announced in October 2014 that it will issue up to $200 million in solar bonds. In March 2016, SpaceX purchased $90 million of Solar City shares. The Boring Corporation was another project of Elon Musk. But unlike how it sounds, it's not boring at all. Musk announced the existence of the Boring Company in December 2016. By February 2017, the company had begun digging a 30-foot wide, 50-foot long, and 15-foot deep testing trench at SpaceX's offices in Hawthorne, since construction there would not require permits. Musk claimed during an April 27 TED conference interview that the Boring Company project consumed 2 to 3% of his time, making it a personal interest. Musk announced in March 2017 that the company would begin using a tunnel boring machine to dig a tunnel at SpaceX in April. At the end of April 2017, a TBM was spotted at SpaceX with the Boring Company's name on it. In May 2017, the name of TBM was revealed to be Godot, named after Samuel Beckett's play Waiting for Godot. Future TBMs would also be named after poetry and plays. Musk said that the initial route will go from LAX to Culver City, then to Santa Monica, and finally to Westwood. Musk stated the tunnel journey would take 5 minutes, but driving from LAX to Westwood in regular traffic takes 45 minutes. These excursions were supposed to be performed by mounting a vehicle on an electric sled and moving at 120 miles per hour via tunnels. The business submitted a permission application to Los Angeles government officials in November 17 to construct the tunnel from Hawthorne along Interstate 405 to Westwood, but the project never moved further. Musk said it would take 29 minutes to go from one city center to the other. In July 2017, Musk uploaded a video depicting a successful test of a prototype car elevator. In October, Musk revealed the second TBM is named Line Storm, after the Robert Frost poem A Line Storm Song. In March 2018, Musk announced that the company would readjust its plan to prioritize pedestrians and cyclists over cars. Cars would be considered for transport only after other personalized mass transit needs were met. During the opening of the test tunnel in Hawthorne, California, Elon Musk was there. Early in 2008, the Boring Company was split out from SpaceX as a distinct corporate business. Less than 10% of shares were distributed to early workers, while Elon Musk received over 90%. SpaceX shareholders' subsequent concerns led to the reallocation of 6% of the Boring Company's ownership to SpaceX in December of 2018. TBC provided an update on their technology and product line in December 2018 when they opened their first 1-mile-long test tunnel to the public in Hawthorne, California. In July 2019, the Boring Company sold $120 million in stock to venture capital companies after raising $113 million in non-external capital in 2018. Steve Davis became company president in November 2019 after leading Musk's efforts in 2016. Davis was one of SpaceX's earliest hires and holds master's degrees in both particle physics and aerospace engineering. In November 2020, TBC announced hiring in Austin, Texas, and by December 2020 had leased 2 buildings in a 14-acre industrial complex northeast of Austin, approximately 16 miles north of Texas Gigafactory. The company announced an additional $675 million Series C investment round on April 20, 2022, valuing it at around $5.675 billion. The financing was headed by V Capital and Sequoia Capital, with participation from Founders Fund, 8VC, Craft Ventures, DFJ Growth, and Valor Equity Partners. In addition, many real estate partners, including Brookfield, Lena, Tishman Speyer, and Dacra, joined the round. The business said that these funds would be used to substantially boost staffing across engineering, operations, and manufacturing to construct and scale loop projects, including Vegas Loop and others, as well as accelerate the research and development of Proof-Rock and future products. Neurolink is another one of Musk's companies. In 2017, the Wall Street Journal announced Neuralink's existence for the first time to the general public. The company's first significant public appearance did not occur until 2019, when Elon Musk and other members of the Neuralink leadership team demonstrated their technology via live stream. Neuralink is creating 2 pieces of hardware. The first is a chip containing electrodes that would be placed in a person's skull. Electrodes are inserted into the brain while the chip is positioned behind the ear. The chip that Neuralink is creating is around the size of a quarter and would be implanted in a person's skull. A network of wires, each about 20 times thinner than a human hair, extends from the chip into the patient's brain. The wires are fitted with 1,024 electrodes capable of monitoring brain activity and, hypothetically, stimulating the brain electrically. This information is wirelessly relayed through the chip to computers, where it may be analyzed by researchers. The second is a robot capable of implanting the chip autonomously. In the near future, a chip implanted in the brain could aid in the treatment of neurological disorders such as Parkinson's. Musk's investments in Tesla and SpaceX propelled him into the billionaires club and ultimately made him the richest man in the world. In 2012, Tesla started manufacturing and distributing its first automobiles for the mainstream market. Musk's net worth was in the millions at the time. In 2013, when the company began manufacturing and supplying the Model X, he became a billionaire. In recent years, Tesla shares have increased from $61 per share in 2019 to over $300 per share following a stock split. Tesla joined Apple and Microsoft in the $1 trillion club in 2021 when its stock price surpassed $1,000 per share. Musk surpassed Bezos, Gates, and Zuckerberg in wealth during the same time period, surpassing them to become the world's richest man. The remainder of his wealth is comprised of his 48% stake in SpaceX. With a valuation of approximately $127 billion for SpaceX, Musk's stake in the rocket manufacturer, combined with his stake in Tesla and other assets, puts his net worth well above $210 billion.